Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new, hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a brand new product. This is the Fenty Beauty Skin Tint. I am so excited to try this out. I actually just got back from Sephora right now. I'm going to be doing a full first impression and review for you guys, and this is called the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops Blurring Skin Tint. Before we get started, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I went ahead and picked up the shade 10, but this is the outer packaging and I absolutely love the packaging. First off, the outer carton is really sleek looking and just looks like their other packaging are really nice. I love the colorway. And then the actual packaging of the skin tint is really cute and unique, and I love the shape of the bottle. It's also on like a little squeeze tube applicator, so I feel like it's gonna be really easy to apply to the skin and just really like convenient, travel friendly. That's what I feel by just looking at it right off the bat. Price point of this is going to be $29.50. There's also going to be 25 shades in this range, but they say it's supposed to be really flexible for multiple skin tones. A soft blurred finish, which I instantly wanted it. I love any finish that is natural, of course. I love like a glowy skin-like look, but also if it can blur, we definitely like that, so I was totally drawn in when I read that. It is buildable, light to medium, long wear coverage. It is a smooth texture that layers well with any primer or skincare. They do recommend to use your fingers, and it's really easy to apply, which sounds really cool. It also is supposed to be humidity, sweat, and transfer resistant. It does say to shake well, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good shake. And it's supposed to be light coverage. So I'm gonna use a brush and I'm gonna use my fingers. I don't know how much I'm going to love using my hands, but of course make sure you have clean hands. It's supposed to just give a really nice light coverage, really lightweight, and just look really natural looking. I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. Cooling Face Primer. This is more of like a dewier finish. The shade I went ahead and picked up is the shade 10. I honestly really do appreciate this applicator. I like that it's on that little dropper. Go ahead and start off by applying it to my hand. Pretty runny-like, pretty thin, kind of as expected. Ooh, okay. That just blended like right into my hand so seamlessly. Okay. And I guess I will just do a few squeezes. Let me do right here, and I'm gonna blend it with my finger, and the rest I'll do a brush on this side. Okay, it is not going to give a ton of coverage. As you can see, like it kind of just like melts into the skin, I guess. I'm just gonna start by blending right here with the brush. Okay, so using a brush gives at least a little bit more coverage to the skin. Still looking like skin, which is pretty though. So like I say in all of my foundation reviews, don't mind the shade if it does not match. I try to make it match as best as I can, of course. But I think using a brush actually applies it a lot better and a lot more even. Like you can even still see down here, I don't know if it's translating the same on camera, but down here it still looks a little patchy to me when I use my hands. Do a little test right here with my fingers again, but okay, so if you add a little bit more and use your hands, I think obviously you're gonna get more coverage. I may have put a little less over here and that's why it looks splotchy. Using your fingers I feel like is fine. I just would go ahead and use a brush. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna apply a little bit more here and here with the brush. And if you're gonna use a brush, I would say to use like stippling motions. Since it is like a really light coverage, you're not gonna get much there, you know? So you just kind of wanna push into the skin. Kind of on the fence about using your fingertips to apply. But I think using a brush looks pretty good. I mean, you definitely get more coverage that way. Oh, see, that is a lot of coverage. I mean, that was a lot I put there, but it didn't just like melt into the skin and like go away like water. So you're definitely getting some coverage here. I probably could get away with going down one shade, but again, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer after this and it should balance everything out. So it does look pretty natural, pretty skin-like, honestly beautiful. We'll also note that right here, it does look a little splotchy, like the bottom half of my face. I don't know why it's doing that. So besides around my mouth or anything like that, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, keeping it super, super natural. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the glam and I will be right back. All right, so I'm back with a little bit more glam. It did work really nicely with my everyday makeup, which I was really happy about. I just went in with a little bit of concealer, a little bit of bronzer, a little bit of highlight, and of course a lip and a little bit of blush. And I love the finish of it. I think my skin looks really healthy and radiant. It's definitely like a no makeup look, I feel. I kind of feel like I added a little bit too much in a way. I feel like it does look like a foundation almost. I would say this looks really pretty on the skin, and it definitely looks like a second layer skin. Totally like a your skin but better kind of vibe, except a few little things here and there, which I'll mention in just a second. But I feel like it does look really pretty. It also feels really lightweight, which is also a plus. I feel like there's nothing there. If anything, it just feels like a moisturizer's there. I do like the way it looks. The only thing I'm gonna say is right over here, which I don't know what it's looking like on camera, but in person, when I'm looking in the mirror, I just see a little bit of like splotchiness. And I noticed that when I was applying, just feel like it doesn't look 100% like seamless in this area. Whereas like my forehead and the rest of like my cheek area looks pretty like natural looking, pretty much like my skin. Like an even complexion, just like right over here and maybe a little bit over here. It just looks a little bit splotchy. It's nothing unbearable and nothing like I can't work past. I feel like I made it work. I'm just noticing it just a little bit. I don't know, but I think my skin overall looks really great. I'm gonna be wearing it for a while. I do have some errands to run today, so I'm gonna come back on camera later on, whether that be iPhone quality camera or this camera, but I'll hop back on and let you guys know my final thoughts. And of course, I will have it in the description box with any updates that I wanna update you on will be in the description. But as of now, I think it really does look really pretty. Keep in mind, it may look a little bit different if you do use your fingertips rather than a brush, or if you use a sponge, it may soak up a little bit more product. So just keep that in mind. Also, I want to touch on the whole blurring effect. As I was applying, I don't even think I mentioned it, but it definitely did kind of give more of that blurred effect by my cheeks. I don't know if you guys can tell or in the clip when I was applying, but it definitely gave more of like that blurred effect right over here in my cheek area and a little bit of my forehead, and very much like natural glam, which is so up my alley. So I will see you guys in a little bit with the final thoughts, a little check-in. All right, so I'm back now. It is a while later. I did the errands that I had to do, and I actually photographed in this as well. So I think I'm really liking it. Like, I don't think it looks terrible. I honestly don't dislike it, but I also don't absolutely love it. It's not my favorite, but it's also not terrible. I still have like the same feelings as before. Nothing really changed. It did wear away just a tad by my mouth, and just like a little bit into the smile lines. That's about it. Like, I don't really notice anything else being weird except for like the little splotchiness right over here and over here. And it did wear away a little worse throughout the day. It is definitely good though for a light amount of coverage. You're definitely getting light amount of coverage. I would recommend to use a brush or a sponge. Keep in mind the sponge will soak up more product, but if you are gonna use your hands, I would make sure you're blending in enough. I still like it, don't get me wrong, I just don't absolutely love it. There's definitely other ones that I've tried that I liked a lot better, but it's not terrible. Can definitely still see myself rocking this in the summer. And it does say that it's supposed to be transfer resistant and sweat proof. Not too much is on my finger, just a tiny bit. Actually, not a lot at all. Yeah, not a lot at all. My skin is looking glowy right now. I would say a little bit more oily like in the T-zone, but I also didn't set it a ton, so that could definitely be it as well. But other than that, like, I don't think it looks crazy bad. Right here, it's definitely worn away. There's like a patch. But everywhere else looks like legit skin, which is really nice. So I think that's all that I have to say on the new Fenty Ease Drops Blurring Skin Tint. I would say definitely try it out if you like a skin tint or a tinted moisturizer. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Maybe found it a little helpful. Make sure to check the description box. I'm gonna leave another update in there as well. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys in my next video.